everyone. So I'm going to go through today two commands, which is the informal form of affirmative and negative commands in Spanish. The affirmative commands we have already gone through in a previous chapter, so this is going to be a review. But to refresh your memory, that affirmative command follows the third person singular ending of the present tense of a verb. So an example is comer, it goes to come. Two sentences here to look at. Come tu cenar, eat your dinner. Habla con tus parents una vez a la semana. So speak to your parents at least once a week. And if you recall, there were some irregular stems of affirmative verbs when we learned them in this chapter. And one thing that helped me memorize these, and it's kind of cheesy, but I found this trick online, is Vin Diesel has 10 weapons, and the W-E in weapons, you just have to think of it as V-E, is for ear, the conjugation of ear. But that really helped me memorize this list of irregulars. Going then to negative two commands. The negative two commands are formed a little bit differently. They are from the first person singular of the present tense of the verb. And after getting the first person of that verb, we drop the ending. For AR verbs, there's an ES added, and ER and IR verbs have an AS added. So that itself is a little bit counterintuitive, but it makes sense after you do it and practice a while. So an example is no te sentar aquí. So that says, do not sit here. Sentar undergoes a stem change in its first person singular to an IE form of the verb. And then we drop that ending, and since it is an AR verb, we add the ES. And this next one, no venir en esta area, so do not come in this area. That undergoes vengo, which is the first person singular, and then of course it's an IR verb, so it becomes AS. Some practice sentences now with affirmative and negative, and kind of doing them both at the same time. No alimentar al oso cuando acampe, so do not feed the bear when you're camping. This is a negative, so we're going to look at the first person singular for alimentar, which is alimento. It's an ER, so we're dropping the ER on it, and it's going to become alimentas. This is a affirmative command. Lavar las manos antes de cocinar. Wash your hands before you cook. Lavar is third person singular, so it's lava, and that's not an irregular. Poner al bebé a dormir. Put the baby to bed. This is also an affirmative, but remember that poner is one of the exceptions. It's an irregular stem verb in this tense, so it changes to pon. No hacer tu cama antes de desayunar. Do not make the bed before eating breakfast. So no hacer is negative. Hacer is, again, a funky first person singular, and then it becomes hago. And that's what you use to create the negative command. So you drop the ER, and it's going to be hagas. I hope that you all found this review useful, and good luck studying for the final. Thanks.